You got this shit set up like a movie theater for real. That's row A now. You supposed to be in C.
Welcome to Critical's Blue Reviews. I'm your host, Kritical. Damn! Got my partner to my right, T3. You might have heard him if you checked out my podcast, Critical Blues Reviews or Critical Blue Reviews podcast. I had T3 on there. I think we I forgot what movie we actually reviewed.
Was it
Big Bottom?
Yeah, somebody Black Bottom.
Yeah. And that was cool. So go back and check that out. So T3, tell everybody what's the word.
What's up, y'all? Good to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
in the
sir.
number one more time, as they say.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're sitting a little too close together in this one theater.
Just a little bit.
COVID
restrictions are being violated right now.
Yeah, I know. But hey, you know what I'm saying? But we're centered. You know what I'm saying? We got Helen in the back from the Candyman. You know what's going on, Helen? Long time no see, Helen.
Hold on now. That's what that is?
Yeah, that's Helen. Remember Helen?
You got a warm player for you, dude. Always in him by herself.
Nah, we watching the horror movie. Sometimes Helen will just pop up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Today, I brought my peoples in here, and one of my Seaport homies, we brought him in here today because we're going to be reviewing
Talk to me.
Yes, sir. You better talk to me nice. You know what I mean? But nah. So, talk to me. Actually, I went to see this week. Interesting. I didn't think it was going to be worth anything. I thought it was going to be one of those old, what's those movies where they had like the dial, you dial the number, those games, Dare, we call it Truth or Dare. Oh, yeah. I thought it was going to be one of those type films. You know what I mean? But it was shocking. So, let's go ahead and get into it. So, the director for this film, you have Danny Filippo, and you might have seen him on Rocka Rocka. He directed Rocka Rocka, actually. And also his brother, Michael Filippo, he directed Rocka Rocka along with his brother Danny. Twin brothers, as a matter of fact. Wild dudes. They do like all type of weird stunts. As we saw, wrestling, doing barbed wire matches, all kind of craziness,
all kind of unnecessary stuff.
Yeah, like Jackass, what I mean, in a way, Jackass of directing,
on steroids.
And the writers for this film, you have Danny Filippo, and you also have Bill Hinsman, and also Dally Pearson. You might have seen their work on The Strange Chores. Now, the log line for this film: a grieving young woman plays a seance game which she opens a door to dangerous supernatural entities, including someone that's close to her. You feel like that's what happened in the film?
To say the least. It's definitely worth checking out, and I got more out of it too than what I expected. So it was. I don't even really do scary movies, but I checked out your trailer reaction to it, and that made me when I saw it was coming out, I said, let me go check it out. So
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for checking out.
No problem.
You know what I'm saying? Being a citizen there. And the characters for this film, you have Mia, played by Sophie Wilde. You might have seen her in The Portable Door. You ever heard of The Portable Door?
I have not, and I have not seen any of these folks before.
Right. These are all new faces.
Yeah, all new faces.
I ain't gonna front. I was thinking, Shorty looked like a cute Candace Owens.
Candace Owens.
The chick.
I ain't gonna go that far. Definitely ain't going that far. Yeah.
Look up Candace Owens if you don't know who I'm talking about.
Better yet, don't.
Don't
look up Candace.
Yeah, I shouldn't even put her, but she's a cute Australian girl, young lady, very very cute.
I would have thought she kind of looked like the Spice Girl a little bit.
Scary Spice?
Yeah, kind of remind me like it could have been her daughter or something, or niece or something like that. Anybody else other than Candace Owens. Pretty much. Shout out to Candace.
It's funny that we all mentioned 3 tokens. She was a token in this movie. Candace was the token, and then Scary Spice was a token in her group. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the next character. So you have Riley, played by Joe Bird. You might have seen him in Rabbit. I never heard of Rabbit.
I never heard of Joe Bird.
Joe Bird. I just got a basketball name.
Yeah.
Well, 80s names. He played for the Celtics, Joe Bird. You also have Jade, played by Alexandra Jensen. You might have seen her in Beat.
Nope.
No, no ring a bell?
No.
So, yeah. So what did you think about the characters? Who was your favorite character in this film?
Oh, man. If I had to say favorite character, I kind of like the mama, to be honest. She was, the mother was the friend of, is it Sophie? Sophie's character?
Yeah. Well, yeah. She was a friend.
Remember, she was staying with her friend's family after something traumatic happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the mother was very she just was on top of everything, and she knew her kids were a lot, and she kind of left them room to do certain things, and honestly, that kind of probably got them in a little bit of trouble. I ain't gonna blame the mama for what happened, but yeah, it's pretty much. I liked her character. She was just very honest and
very hip.
Yeah. I think you gotta be, these days you gotta kind of understand. I mean, we all been there before, and as far as being kids, unless you're still a kid, you haven't been there before. But we all kind of know we up to stuff and do certain things. So I think she just really knew her kids, even though she was seemed like a single parent. Having to work different shifts and make things happen, but she knew her kids, and so she probably was my favorite character outside of the main character.
Right. The mother, she stood out to me as well, because the stuff that she was saying, actually that's one of my likes, but she was like, when like American films, for whatever reason, the families always gotta act goody two shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This family was acting more American than like the American families in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they were just real. You know what I'm saying? She was cursing like, hey, bring your ass in here. You know what I'm saying? But she was trying to get information. Normally in movies where a person throws a party, children throws a party right after the adults leave, it's just, hey, don't throw a party, and and they leave.
Right.
This one, it was like, hey, I heard so and so was throwing a party, so the mother was trying to probe her children and try to figure out, okay, if there's going to be a party at my house. And she was like lying and saying, yeah, so-and-so told me there's going to be a party. I'm not going to get mad.
Right.
And then she went to the son and was like, hey, I will punch you in the face on God if you...
Right.
That part was funny. When she said on God, I was like,
yeah,
yo, it was like, how she go from Australia to Chicago? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like she reminded me of those parents from back in the 80s a little bit. I kind of, as we're talking about it, she kind of reminded me. I think that was the mother from Goonies when it was all in the house. Kind of, you remember that?
Oh, I just for some reason I don't remember the maid, the housekeeper.
Whoever it was. Yeah.
I just remember her for some reason.
I feel like, but she reminded me just kind of in that category. The mothers from the 80s, where they kind of know what's going on, and definitely they talk to their kids a little different back then.
Right.
So everybody's so aware or sensitive now, I guess I can say.
Right.
But she was up on her kids for sure. So.
Okay. And what were your likes of this film?
I liked the way the story was told. I honestly liked the way it held me throughout the whole movie. So it was kind of one of those things where I was able to. It felt like being on a little mini roller coaster a little bit. It had some scenes in there. I ain't gonna lie. I played a jump a couple times. I ain't gonna lie.
I just jump player.
Not too much motion, but just enough. I was good. I knew where I was at.
I jumped up. I said, "Jesus wept." No, I'm joking.
Yeah, it was a good little ride. Like I said, I guess I went into it not having big expectations, so it exceeded everything I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I guess My likes was the way it flowed. Trying to think what else. There's a lot of little silly stuff in it. It has some awkward moments, and I don't know if that's just my reaction to laugh. I do find a lot of things funny that I think some people don't all the time, but there's some scenes in there where I just cracked up, and some other people in the movie theater, they cracked up too, so I know I ain't the only one with a crazy sense of humor. But yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Okay. Yeah, so those are some pretty good likes. My likes, I felt there was a strong opener.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very strong. I mean, it sets you off right, and I feel like that's one thing great about horror movies. You know what type of movie you're looking forward to from that opener. You know what I'm saying? You get a weak opener, like that Red Door. You know what I'm saying? It was like, all right, I know what type of movie this is going to be. But this was a strong opener. It came in strong, so I thought that was pretty good. I definitely liked the characters. As I said before, the cast, they acted more like an American family than an American family in Hollywood. That's one thing I did notice. Good comedic moments, as I mentioned about the mother, as T3 mentioned about the mother. She was very comedic and down to earth. Also, heavy scenes. I mean, there were certain scenes that were just brutal. So just to kind of give you a heads up, if you watch this movie and you're not trying to see anything too brutal, there's a certain scene on there that's pretty brutal, and it's almost like felt like it wouldn't stop. You know what I'm saying?
Make a player jump.
Yeah, there you go. The subplots were cool. I did like the subplots. You know, just the little storyline, the little dating storyline. I think it kept it somewhat interesting. I mean, I wouldn't expect others to really like it, you know, but it kept me interesting. It kept me engaged. It kept me wondering where this potential story may go, if characters were going to go at each other's throat later on, you know what I'm saying, or distrust each other. So
it felt authentic to me, to be honest.
Okay.
Like that,
yeah, it did.
That's
it did.
high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how you figuring things out. Everybody was trying to figure certain things out in the movie on their own level of consciousness, so to speak. So it just showed the dynamic. I think all of the characters played good off of each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And also too, it was a scene that we'll get to the spoiler scene a little bit after this. We'll get more in depth. The ending, I thought it was a solid ending. You know, most movies, for whatever reason, you don't get like a solid ending. I felt this was a solid ending, very creative, artistic. And one thing I like about foreign films is that they're different from your standard American Hollywood films, especially horror. You know what I mean? They go in a different direction. They give you a new scare. They give you a new angle to get scared from that you're so used to from American films, that if a foreign film did a scare, a jump scene or a brutal scene, you're not looking for that way because you're used to American horror movies. You know what I mean? What about your dislikes? Any dislikes?
There was a particular scene that it felt over the top.
Okay.
Because of this, to me, the seriousness of the situation, I couldn't see how. I guess in a way, now that I'm just thinking about it, is maybe they were addicted to what was going on. Because honestly, to be honest, like the whole premise of the movie, to me, what I took from it, I don't know if I'm skipping. I know you got your order set up, but I feel like this was the perfect example of fuck around and find out.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty much that, and it, you know, the main thing I took from it was it's about having boundaries, and
okay.
the boundaries. If you don't uphold those boundaries, you gonna fuck around and find out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely about boundaries. Mm-hmm. My dislike, I wish they had subtitles. I would, because there were certain things I missed. They said certain things, and I'm like, what did she say? You know what I mean? It was my hard of hearing. You know what
I'm not gonna lie. The older I get, and it's gonna probably sound a little crazy. I was talking to my cousin about this the other day, because I recently was been starting to watch Black Mirror. And
Okay.
Black Mirror is set, I guess, in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, their accent put me to sleep. So I now those that know me know it ain't hard for me to go to sleep anyway. But
I've witnessed some go to sleep with whiskey in one hand.
Neither here nor there. We going too
and
far.
macaroni
They
burning.
don't know me like that. They don't know me like that. But you know, those accents for some reason make me sleepy. So this movie kept this movie kept my attention. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I do when I'm watching stuff like that. I do put my subtitles on so I can catch what they're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about comparisons. So what would you compare this movie to?
Ooh, that's a good question. First thing I thought of was a movie that came out in the 90s, I think. Or maybe 2000, early 2000, called Idle Hands. And Idle Hands was more of a comical movie. This was like the more serious Big Brother today.
Okay.
That's what it kind of reminded me of. In certain ways, only really directly with the hand. It has some, like I said, this movie is creepy on certain things. I'm trying to figure out what else would I compare it to. But Idle Hands would probably be the first thing I think of.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I would compare this film to Hereditary, just off of the closeness that in Hereditary the siblings had with one another. And then also that dramatic scene that happened in Hereditary, whereas in this film you had a closeness of people and you had a dramatic situation that happened. You know what I mean? And when you see the closeness of how everyone is and done correctly, and I felt like this film did that very correctly, and all of a sudden when things go left, you feel bad for the participants involved. You know what I mean? Smile, I felt like Smile is another one that could have been like Truth or Dare, like a Truth or Dare type, those type films or whatever.
Right.
Like, but Smile actually for me got out of that box because it actually was really good. Well, the acting was off, but the scare scenes were pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And I would put this over Smile, even though I really like Smile. I would put this over Smile, and hope I don't remember what I rated Smile back then. I just hope I don't say I put it over it and I rate it below it. You know what I'm saying? But I would say Smile just because of the situation of people not understanding your point of view. You know what I'm saying? There's only a few people that might understand that you're not crazy, but the masses on the outside looking in think that you're crazy or you're off. You know what I'm saying? You're in that whole thing of being in that trance to self-delete. You know what I'm saying? Let me actually, let's go into spoiler territory. We're gonna go ahead and go into spoiler territory. There was what I mean by self-delete. It's like in Smile, of course, when I guess you see the person smile or whatever, it transfers over to you, and then the person ends up self-deleting. And so in this film, it's very similar. When it went too far, the game went too far, and all of a sudden you end up self-deleting. You know what I'm saying? And it has that same thing as Smile did. And also the Bird Box. The Bird Box, it was kind of like, I just watched the Bird Box Barcelona. I don't think I finished that yet. Have you seen?
I haven't seen any of the Bird Box. I didn't even know it was a sequel.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So Bird Box when she had a blindfold on. Or something.
Right.
Yeah, I heard about it. I guess the social media kind of deterred me from wanting to look at it because they turned everything into a meme, and so I kind of just stayed away from it.
So I remember now with the Bird Box, it had self-deletion in there too. When you look at the entity, it make you want to self-delete.
Okay, that sounds like some of the stuff I've been seeing on Black Mirror lately.
Oh, yeah. If people look at stuff, they want to self-delete.
They have the ability to kind of like review their thoughts. or review stuff that happened to them and they can see it.
Oh,
So
okay.
in the first season of I'm about to say Bird Box, but Black Mirror, it was a particular episode where you could rewind your own thoughts and replay them, or you could delete them. So that's what I think.
Oh, okay.
When you say that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it was, with Bird Box, it like you just automatically, once you see the creature or whatever, you just find a window to smash your head in, jump in front of the nearest car, jump off the highest building, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like this almost to a certain degree. But, the only difference is with this, you can harm other people while harming yourself.
Yeah.
The other movies like Bird Box and Smile, you're pretty much just harming yourself. Before we do a rating, is there anything you would like to discuss? Any spoiler moments that really stood out to you?
Well, as you just got through saying, I started thinking about what another movie that it reminded me of, and it was 13 Ghosts.
Oh, okay.
And that's because of it's some scenes. We still in spoiler mode.
Yeah, spoiler.
All right, so when they first do the hand gesture thing and they open their eyes and they see whatever traumatic person that's trying to talk to them.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, it made me think of 13 Ghosts when I saw it. So you're not prepared to see. You never know what you're gonna see on the internet. So that was just kind of interesting. And another thing that I think of is that it's kind of crazy how I felt like all of the spirits were in such an impulse mode, because it's like they figured like they only got one shot at this.
Yeah.
So they all doing the most craziest things. Some people mind is on some other stuff, and some people mind is like, okay, I'm trying to let me talk to y'all for one last minute. Some of them are assholes. Some of them are what they call them, conduits, and trying to let you know stuff. So
Right.
yeah, it's that's what I think of. But like I said, overall, just great movie to me.
Right. I did want to talk about a scene from my likes, the toe sucking scene. That scene was crazy.
That scene was funny to me.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And that, I guess that's when they realized, I was like, damn, she reminded me of Candace Owens. You know what I'm saying?
So you trying to say Candace Owens like sucking on toes?
Little white toes.
I'm not going there. Shout out to Candace.
But nah. So that scene was hilarious. Yeah, she had the whole foot in her mouth. She was. I mean,
she deserved an Oscar for that scene, because she was committed to the scene. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
It was really it was hilarious to me. It just caught me off guard.
she was creative in that foot too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I was in that position. This is the situation. So, her best friend was dating this guy, I guess, who she dated when she was younger. So as they got older in high school or whatever the case, now the friend is dating him. And so, but they were still friends. All three are still friends. And they ended up spending the night, and one of the spirits took over and started sucking on his foot, and she's watching the spirit suck on his foot, but in reality, she was the one that was sucking on his foot.
She's the conduit.
I'm sorry. If I was the boyfriend, I'd have been like, oh, let me remove that. Remove this foot. I got something better for you. Yo, the way she looked so comfortable, man, I would have been, yo, wait, I got something better.
I think that would have boosted. I don't even know if this was rated R. It should have been.
Yeah, it was definitely rated R.
okay.
Yeah, it was definitely rated
R. But the toe sucking scene was hilarious to me. It did show commitment by that young actress. Another 13 ghost moment, I'm gonna call it, where you able to see what they're looking at. But I really, what really bugged me out was how honest well, I ain't gonna say how honest, but the spirit, like, I don't know if you remember this, but when the spirit jumped into him that first time,
they started, the dog scene and all of that?
The dog scene.
That was so gross.
That's why I felt like he should have had more compassion for her, because he done already went there too when you think about it.
That's true. Yeah, that's
You
a
know?
good point.
Yeah.
That should be a dislike.
But he really liked the old girl because that spirit told the truth. That I feel like he told the truth about his inner thoughts about how he felt about the friend.
Right. Yeah.
Like he's not comfortable with you. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. Yeah, he should have had a little bit more compassion after that because he can't forget he went off on the.
Yeah, but he kind of did though. Like remember they had a little group chat at the subway station, and
he
was
like
like,
bring it up.
Yeah, he was like, you know. But they didn't really trip. Even the friend didn't really trip because I think she knew that something was going on, and her spirit, spirit did invade them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and also too, I did want to talk about the ending. The ending was so dope, and I knew something was up when we thought that she, the main character, Mia, when she wheeled the little brother, Riley, Jade's little brother, Riley, out to the street, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought maybe Jade was going to get to them in time because it was a highway that she wheeled the brother to, and all she had to do was flip the chair. And the reason why she was wheeling the brother to the street because the spirits was making her do it. Her mother was one of the spirits, and earlier on, the mother told her that the father was lying about certain things, and then she ended up trying to kill her father because the spirit of her mother told her to. So now she's at the spirit of the mother said, "Hey, you got to take care of Riley. I'll take care of Riley once you off him." You know what I'm saying? And so, but then something happened, and me and T3 was talking about it. And 3, you felt that what happened with Mia? You felt that during the highway scene. I felt that at first. I thought that maybe Jade got to Riley and Mia and pushed Mia into the street, but you had a different.
I think that she sacrificed herself to try to end everything because she knew it wasn't right. Like my whole thing about I don't know how spiritual you are out there, whoever's out here looking at Critical Blue or what faith you have, but I think that if you take things serious, we know there's some evil stuff going on in this world, and those things that you can't play with.
Right.
And this, I felt like, as I think on it, I don't even know if that was her mother talking to her the whole time.
Right.
I think that was a disguise and a way to get her to do stuff that they wanted, because they were all trapped when you think about it. I really feel like at the end of the day, I don't even think that was her mother. I think that was something else. And like I said, at the end of the day, I think we know some evil stuff that's out here, supernatural stuff, and you can't play with that stuff. So when you invite those kind of negative things into your mental, it's gonna take you down a path, and I think that's what it was doing. So I think she realized that in order for her to end it, she had to end herself, and that took her to the next journey. Which, like I said, at the end of the day, they landed this plane perfect at the end to me. And that's my thoughts on it. I don't even think that was her mother going back through. I think that was just something evil mimicking her mother to get her to do their bidding. Because at the end of the day, if they were so-called free, they wouldn't need no helping hand to talk to nobody and get on the other side.
Right.
Pun intended, but pun intended, so.
Well, this is my thing, though. Mm-hmm. So just like at how it ended with Mia, right? Mm-hmm. Mia, for those who don't know, spoiler alert again, this is the very end. Mia walks up and there's a hand that's sticking out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, that could have been the mother. To where the mother just could have been a fucked up break. He saw you, didn't you think that her mother was a little bit extra? All that cursing and, it was like for me, I was like, damn, that mother kind of out there, like shooting birds, like it wasn't like subtle. It was kind of like very like.
I get that part, but the reason why I say I don't think that was her mother is because I felt like they had done jumped into her and been in her so long, they knew everything that was. Because remember, when they get in you, they know what you're going through.
Right.
So that's the first thing when they, so-called download from her. So it's like, okay, I know your ins and outs. I know what your fear is. I know make you move and make you tick. So I think they use her mother's likeness to do that. You know what I'm saying? And do they bidding, so to speak. That's just my perspective. I'm not saying that. I think the first one was her mother, to be honest.
Through a boy.
But I don't think after that was her mother. I think that was her wanting to see her mother.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? To make it make sense.
But remember, the mother kept appearing.
But she delusional. She just had an out of body experience with a evil ass. That shit was closing doors in there, and I think one of the spirits got up and walked out. You know what I'm saying?
Like, fuck this.
Yeah. Like as soon as he got in, he like, okay, I'm out. I'm waiting to get out. You know what I'm saying? And the other one waiting to be freaky.
Right.
Another one, telling all the business. The first ghost or whatever. I think she was looking for her children or something like that. I can't remember.
With the first ghost, the black chick was the
yeah.
first one, right?
Yeah. So it was. I think that first one was her mother, as I'm thinking about it. But I don't think after that. I think that was all her, and whatever else trying to toy with her.
Right. Now, do you think the father died?
Yeah, I think he gone.
I don't think the father died.
She stabbed the shit out.
She did, but remember, he was up to the next morning. And the other reason why I think the father didn't die, remember the father went to the elevator. The spirit.
I don't even know how much that was real.
No, I think they were in the spirit realm.
You think so?
And I think when he went to the elevator, he went
got
up.
He got.
He done.
You think he went on to glory?
No. I think he woke up into his body. I think like when he got stabbed, he was still alive.
You're right. He was alive. So maybe because you can't kill nobody with them school scissors. Really? I'm serious. That's the little craft scissors. You can't kill nobody with them. You can't kill nobody. So he got damaged.
Yeah, I think when he walked, I think he was walking out of death, and he was walking into life.
That kind of makes sense.
Because remember, time flew by for old girl. Remember when she saw her father, and she looked to the right. Old boy was getting better.
Getting out the hospital.
Yeah.
Right,
the next thing you know, they were getting out, and then I think did they have like some type of celebration? It was like some type of celebration they were having.
It went so fast. That's kind of why I want to
see it again.
Yeah, because it was. I was following what was going on, but that end part, I definitely would like to get a second look at. Yeah, but you're right. I think the father probably did live, to be honest. But if he didn't, it was just a reflection. Like I said, it could have been them toying with her, because she's in limbo, so to speak.
Right.
And she's trying to get back. A restless spirit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they out there, giving that left hand dap. I always remember that Cujo verse, giving me left hand dap. So that's a sign of disrespect to those. I don't know if everybody, I don't even know if that's common knowledge, but you shouldn't shake hands with your left hand. That's kind of like a sign of disrespect.
So can you shake with your left, stab with your right?
I ain't never heard that.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. I always thought it was because most people are right-handed, so you shake with your left, stab with your right.
I don't know that just because it's more. I ain't gonna say more right-handed people out there, but it's more common. People are right-handed, so you do certain things, but they, me growing up, I was always taught that, or it was always kind of a known thing. Don't shake with your left hand, shake with your right hand. If somebody try to shake your hand with the left, that's kind of like disrespect. So almost like looking, like somebody don't want to look you in the eye. Stuff like that as a man. Yeah.
So what would you rank this film? What would you rate it? Rate this film, rather.
I would rate it 4.5 left hand daps.
Out of 10.
Oh, out of 10?
Yeah.
8.5 left hand daps. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I really did. Like I said, I'm not a big horror person. If you're a horror buff, you might be like, he is speaking blasphemy right now. But nah, I enjoyed the movie. I think it's worth another look. Like I said, just the way it ended. They did good. It's a bunch of unknown people. If that's their first movie or first major movie, they did a great job. Like it's only up from there.
Crazy ass twins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Philip Poe twins.
They wrote it well. Like I said, from start to end, it ended as good as it started.
Yeah.
know?
That's a good point.
It did. You know?
And that's rare. That's rare.
And they left room to do more with it. So it might be your next franchise, as they call it.
Right. Yeah.
Talk to me, whisper to me. You know, all kind of stuff.
That would be a cute spirit to talk to, though.
Cute spirit.
Yeah.
Whisper me, spirit.
Whisper me. No, I'm talking about Mia. If Mia, like, you know, I had to do the handshake.
She ain't look cute at the end.
Yeah, she did. She was cut up.
Man, her hands was all busted, and ain't nobody cute if you die a violent death. I don't care.
She was a little scraped up face wise.
Well, let's see when she jumping you how cute you think she is.
Pause.
Yeah. I bet you that cute go right out the damn window.
Nah, I give this film 8.5.
Oh, you give 8.5 too, huh?
Yeah, I give 8.5. Yeah. I give this film 8.5 dying kangaroos.
Damn.
That sounded like a bad stomach ulcer.
Yeah.
I was like, that's how kangaroos sound for real. I said, get out of here. I don't think kangaroos sound like that.
You ain't gonna know.
I know.
We ain't gonna
I don't know shit. You might, cause I don't know. Yeah, you got a point there. Look it up on YouTube. How a dying kangaroo
I
sound.
ain't going down that rabbit hole on YouTube. I'm good. The algorithm gonna be tore.
I know, right? Yeah. You looking at animal fights and all kind of wild stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, all in all, it was an amazing movie especially for a horror movie. It was really dope. I enjoyed it. T3 sounds like he enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
So
8.5 left hand daps.
There you go. So where can the people reach you? If they want to get in contact with you.
If you want to get in contact with me, I'm online at T3 the Poet. That's a D8 instead of THE. It's spelled a little ghetto. T3 the Poet, DAPOET. And I also do spoken word. I put out a book recently.
This is the book right here.
Yeah, I put out a book recently called Liquid Blessings.
Liquid Blessings right there.
You can follow my artist page at official OFFICIAL T3. That's the number 3. Official T3 the Poet DAPOET. Spell it ghetto, and you'll find me there. So reach out to me if you like this.
Look at this handsome fellow on the back. Look
yeah, man, I'm kind of sharp, man. You know what I'm saying?
No,
it gets greater later, you know. And the gray is here, and the greater. Y'all can find me there, and y'all support my homeboy Kritical Blue Reviews. He got all the. If you want to see a movie, or you don't even know if that's a movie that you know of, if you follow his reaction trailers for sure, I guarantee you'll enjoy them. So check him out, Kritical Blue Reviews, and he also, just like he did with this podcast, giving out reviews for the whole movie, including the spoilers and everything. So
yeah, thank you. Salute.
Where can they find you, man?
Yes, sir. You can find me at Critical's Blue Reviews on YouTube, Critical Blue Reviews on Instagram and Twitter, and Critical Blue on Facebook.
And that's a critical spelled with a K.
And this is the thing. For those who don't know, the reason why my name is Kritical, this man right here, when we were young, high school, maybe a little bit of college, we would talk about movies, talk about music, and he would be like, damn, Kritical, why you gotta be so critical of the medium? It's a place where you supposed to take your mind elsewhere, you know what I'm saying? Get away from the world, and here you go being critical on that. So that's where that came from, Kritical. That's how I got my name. So, yeah.
And if y'all been watching, y'all see it fit. Yeah.
But that's what's up,
been
man.
Critical for a long time. So.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you for getting me.
Don't give me no left hand down.
Shit. Talk to me. Nah, but But yeah, that is it for Critical's Blue Reviews. T3.
Kritical.
Oh, before we go, like, comment, subscribe. There you go. And
You see that
you
shit.
think.
You see it right there.
Tell us what you think about the movie, if you agree or disagree. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment below. And also, again, we still will be having, we're almost there. We're almost at 90 subscribers, so I can break down exactly how you can get this giveaway. I want to give something to you. Let me give it.
I like free shit. Where Helen at? Where Helen at shit?
Right there.
All right, Helen. See your candy ass later.
All right, folks, that is it. T3, Critical for Critical's Blue Reviews.
Peace.
1.